Are you a person who struggles with your health? Like, do you struggle with inflammation that is out of control? Maybe you have diabetes and you cannot keep your glucose in check. Or maybe you're looking to lose weight, but yet every single thing that the internet has had to offer has left you reeling with disappointment or in worse shape afterwards than before. Maybe you're somebody who has struggled with cancer or even long COVID. Maybe you have ADHD or memory loss. All of these things affect not only the mind, but the body and the soul as well. And we are so excited to come to you today and tell you that we have partnered with a fabulous company called
LifeVantage. So everybody's always looking for that fountain of youth. And while we haven't necessarily found it, these products really help to reverse the effects of aging at a cellular level. And they're not supplements. We are activating our body to perform the way God intended. And that's really all we can ask for. Thanks for tuning in today to
Live Life in the Spirit.
I'm Kristen Scharrenberg.
And I'm Pastor Penny Schulz. We're so glad you've tuned in today because we have some amazing things to show you. Some products through LifeVantage. But like I said, I am probably the world's biggest skeptic, but they have made a believer out of me, and that's saying a lot.
It really is.
So we wanted to share that with you too, because as we have always said in our motto, whether you choose to take our information and do anything with it or not, that's up to you, but you can't say we didn't tell you. And there's always those people that are out there that have been literally praying that God would give them an answer to something that they're struggling with. And this just may be the answer that you have been praying for. So we would be remiss if we were not sharing this with you.
This is true. I was interested in exploring these products more, one, for my own health, and two, because I have seen the difficulty that Penny has gone through with sort of a lifelong problem with inflammation and some of that kind of stuff. And when I started reading more and hearing more about their flagship product, inflammation was one of the issues that it addressed. And so I was curious, not only for myself, but because I was hopeful that it would help. And I know that you've tried a lot of things that have left you worse off or just did nothing and you were just flushing money down the toilet.
Right.
And so I really started looking into these products, and I was excited because so they have a whole host of products that we'll just kind of touch on today. But the one that really started it all started over 20 years ago. And it's amazing because it was science. This is a science-backed company. It was some scientists in a lab that were working, and they had published a study. And so PubMed is a place where doctors in the medical community go to find out about different diseases and illnesses. And then that's where research companies go to put their findings. And so they had put out that they could reduce oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days.
What is oxidative stress?
So oxidative stress is really cellular stress on your body. And it's free radicals that are just coming at your body all the time. And our cells can't fight it. They, over time and with age, as the amount of free radicals that we have increases and our body's ability to fight against them decrease, all of a sudden we have all this cellular stress, and then our body's just not functioning at the level that it's meant to anymore. So they said, and if you do a Google search or any kind of search for oxidative stress, it's going to be on the list of every disease that's like the top 50 out there that people are facing, everything.
Including cancer, because that's the problem. They're free radicals, which means the cells don't have a job to do, and they're just kind of floating around, and they congregate, and they look for something, and that's how a lot of cancers get started.
So it's oxidative stress is a bad thing. These people, the medical community was clamoring, you can't claim that. You can't say that. And so prime time comes to the door of this lab in Colorado and knocks on the door and says, we've heard about this study, we want to know more.
It's a fountain of youth.
Yes. And so the scientist was like, well, sure, come on in, let me show you. And I'm sure that was probably not entirely what they thought would happen.
No.
But it did. And so they drew the anchor's blood and took his oxidative stress levels. They're right there on national television, posted the information. He started taking this NRF2, And then 2 weeks later, they had reduced it by more than 40%. Well, all of a sudden, then when this aired, there was just a flood of people that wanted this product. The problem was this was a science. This was a research-based company. They didn't have a marketing strategy. They didn't have production.
They didn't have anything for people to buy.
No. So it really took the company by surprise, because I think, I remember the story being that they heard about it like just a few days before the primetime results were going to be published. They had no idea that that was happening. So all of this happened, and that's kind of what launched this company, or forced the launch almost.
Because everybody was calling the lab wanting to buy the product, and
he's
there was no product.
I have nothing to give you.
I just about bankrupt them out of the deal.
Because they weren't ready for it. So flash forward 20 plus years, because that was back in the early to mid 2000s. And this company has continued to be a foundationally research-based company. And the beautiful thing is, like I said, it's not a supplement. It's an activator. And what does that mean exactly?
Well, it just activates what's already in your body to begin with. It just allows you to produce or to do what your body's meant to do, that has been suppressed by our environment, the foods that we eat, just our age, any illnesses.
Mm-hmm. So it really flips the switch, it turns up the dial, it does all the things so that we're functioning the way we were meant to when we were born.
And it's all natural ingredients. It's the right amount of each one to flip that switch. Now, what I didn't know when we started doing this original one, which is the Protandim 2, that's what we're going to be talking about at first here. These are not therapeutic doses. So if you're already taking something, like I was taking turmeric and vitamin B complex, and that actually, if I took those two together at the same time with the right amount of turmeric, then it really was taking care of my arthritis. Mm-hmm. And I felt great. Boy, you didn't know how much it made a difference until you quit taking it. Mm-hmm. Well, when I was taking the Protandim, I was taking it along with the other, and I actually was hurting mm-hmm. myself. I mean, as far as
because you were changing the proprietary blend, it wasn't the exact amount of
right, and I didn't realize that it had to be a certain blend in order to flip the switch. So all I had to do was just space it out 2 hours. It was not that big of a deal.
So NRF2 is a pathway. That's what we're talking about. This Protandim NRF2 is this flagship product. And it's one of the pathways in our body that this particular product helps to activate. And it helps to create, so we have an antioxidant factory in our body that as we age starts to decrease. And this just flips that switch and turns it on and activates it. So we are fighting free radicals at a cellular level. And it helps to regulate survival genes. So that's something else. It helps to make sure our genes are doing what they're meant to be doing, so that it's slowing the rate of body function decline. That's huge.
Yes, it is.
And so what are some of the other things that either you've seen or experienced with taking NRF2 with yourself or anyone in your family?
Well, they say that, you really need to take it for about a month per how many decades old you are. Mm-hmm. So that meant I had to take it. And then if you got more issues, it may take a little longer. Well, I had to take it actually really a good 5 to 6 months mm-hmm. before I started seeing that decline in inflammation for me. But it also helps with headaches and migraines. And I have friends and my husband who has been dealing, that brain trauma with massive migraines and headaches at times. Mm-hmm. And it has really helped that big time.
And then the other thing that a lot of people report is just a huge improvement in the quality of their sleep. That they're just sleeping so much better. So you're waking more rested. Mm-hmm. I know some of my family members that took it. My mom in particular was talking about the fact that when, it used to be, she's always going, but it was getting to the point where when she would sit down, she would fall asleep. It didn't matter what time of the day it was. If she sat down and was still for a little bit, she was dozing off. And she's not doing that anymore. She just has more energy to go and do what she wants to do, and she's excited about that.
And if you're a person who does suffer, because migraines come in all different forms and shapes and sizes, it can be based on the weather. That's more what mine is. It can be hormonal. It can be, you name it, across the board. I had a friend who was down for over a week at a time when she gets these migraines that are so bad. And so far, since she's been taking it, just in that right away, within that first month, she hasn't had any migraines. It is amazing. Mm-hmm. what this can do.
It really does. It makes a difference.
And I know for some of you out there, because I have a niece who has to do Botox injections and has been in the hospital quite a bit trying to get over this migraine stuff. You've suffered, and when you suffer, it is horrible. And to think that there is actually a pill out there that you could take that could completely reduce those migraines and possibly maybe even eliminating them, that would be just a gift from God right there.
Oh, most definitely.
So we talk about their flagship product, which is the Protandim 2, which I always think is funny that they didn't name that one. But they do have a Protandim 1 out too, that it works on your mitochondria. It is your energy source. It is the boost. And I have actually been taking those two. You know, I didn't know if it was really going to do that much of a difference. Mm-hmm. But when I did, oh my gosh, I finally got back. Everybody always used to call me the Energizer Bunny because I could just go all the time and hardly ever stop. And when I had those 4 viruses over a year ago, it just halted me completely and left me zapped. I did not have that, and I missed it so much. And it wasn't until I took this product that all of a sudden, boom, that energy was back right away, and I was getting up early out of bed every morning, and it was amazing. Well, I ran out, and because we were trying other products and doing different things, I quit taking that one. I was still on the Nerf 2, but I quit taking that one to see if it made a difference. It did. It was huge. Mm-hmm. And so I got back on it, and then boom, that energy was just right there, right back up again. I don't know how long I'll have to take that one before it activates it, but I'm sure obviously a month wasn't enough time to do that. But so that's another really, really good one, and that just kind of helps clean up. So what the Nerf 2 oxidative stress that it is eliminating, something has to come along and clean it up, like the sweeper. And that they also have another product, NAD, that's like the third one in the series. Now, I'm actually, just for me, I was allergic to that one, but I'm allergic to most everything. Hence why I can't take a lot of stuff. And I gotta say, that's been the good thing with these products. I can actually, everything I've taken so far out of that one, I have not had an allergic reaction to.
That's pretty exciting because you do have a very sensitive system when it comes to, and again, these are all natural products, but there was one piece of that one that you were allergic to. So we could talk forever about all of the products, but we're going to just highlight, but Penny's right that NRF1 and NRF2 combination for her has really been a game changer, and that's been awesome.
Yeah.
So then the next product that we want to highlight is something called Mind Body.
And this is your favorite.
It is. I am so excited about it. So it is, GLP-1 is flooding the market right now. Everybody in the entire country and around the world is looking for a weight loss solution. And GLP-1 is being touted as the thing to go. And there's all these synthetic injections, all these prescriptions that people are taking.
What are those out there? Maybe you are one of those taking them.
Yeah, so there's Ozempic and Mounjaro, and there's a whole host of, and originally they were created to help people who were diabetic. And then they found there's this huge weight loss benefit. So then it's been approved for some people to take it just strictly for weight loss.
Now the problem with those is they're synthetic, first of all. Mm-hmm. They're injections. They're extremely expensive. A lot of insurances won't even pay for them. Mm-hmm. The other problem is they are a supplement, not an activator. And the supplement then takes the place of
your body's production.
Because you're getting such a huge bolus of this every time you take it, and what does it do to your system?
So then what they're finding is it's killing your body's own production of GLP-1. So once you stop taking the injections, all the benefits you have for having all that GLP-1 in your system are completely gone, and your body's not producing it anymore. And so then they're finding people are gaining weight back, and all of the positive benefits you get with GLP-1 are just going away, and people are often gaining weight back more than what they had lost. And so then what's happening is people have to continue.
It's a hormone, and so then it's really throwing your body back.
Because your whole body is
just a mess.
Wow. So that's the exciting part about what LifeVantage does, because they activate. So they have found this natural combination of ingredients that helps to activate your body's own production of GLP-1. Over the course of a 12-week human trial, they found, they found an increase of 140% of your body's natural GLP-1.
That's amazing. 140%.
Right.
How could your body not be in a better place?
Right.
With that?
Because what GLP-1 does, it's a hunger hormone. And so it helps to regulate this communication between your mind and your body. It helps to tell you that you're full. It helps to tell you that you're satisfied. And that decreases cravings. They're finding significant decrease in sugar cravings and just food cravings overall. And then this is something I'd never heard a label for, but I have certainly experienced it in my life. Food noise. So food noise is the thought of wanting to eat even when you're not hungry, even when there's no reason to. So food noise can happen if you're sitting watching TV and you normally eat popcorn, and you've got some food noise come in, or if you're tired, or if you're bored, or if in my case you're happy or you're sad or there's any kind of emotion, there's some food noise associated with that. And so it's just helping people to have a better, healthier relationship with food. And that's exciting.
Well, and if you're like me, you're looking at this going, well, now that's great and everything, but I don't have really that food noise, and the hunger hormone seems to be okay. I try to eat really clean, and I try to only eat 1 or 2 meals a day, and I was doing all the right stuff in a sense, but my glucose was on the borderline a little bit, I mean, I had some wiggle room, but I couldn't believe that it was as high as it was for what I was eating, and we were trying to eat clean, and we're not eating processed foods, and we're not eating a lot of carbohydrates, and we're not, So I was like, well, what could GLP do for me? And yet, it is very interesting. With all these viruses that have been going around, these viruses are not like the viruses that you and I grew up with as kids, where you would just it would hit you and you would be sick for a day or two, and then it was gone. These viruses stick around for months, years. They get embedded in your intestines, and they can just raise havoc with everything. And that really was where my problem was. I couldn't lose weight because I don't know.
Something was off.
Couldn't lose weight.
Right.
And so taking this, I mean, it's got prebiotics, postbiotics, probiotics. It's got everything all within this powder. It's a 2-system deal. You take 2 pills, half hour before you eat, and then it's this powder that you make into a shake. And I've never been one for that very much. I'm pretty picky, but oh my gosh, this is good.
It is.
It's vanilla flavored, but I realized I wasn't eating enough protein.
And that was huge for a lot of us. We were not getting nearly enough protein, and that was a game changer when we got that in.
So I got the protein milk, and I would put that in, and I would put in the high protein, low sugar Greek yogurt, and then a little bit of fruit, this powder, and mix it up. It is just like drinking a malt every single morning. It's wonderful. I like the fruit. So, you could do chocolate. My husband does chocolate all the time, but I like the mango and the strawberries and the blueberries and all that kind of stuff. I gotta say, so the biggest problem was we got started on this. And what kind of results did you have?
So I had it for a month. I lost 13 pounds and over 13 inches overall. For me, the biggest difference that I saw was it was starting to heal my relationship with food, because that food noise was really starting to decrease. And then just the amount of food that I could eat significantly decreased. So then it was helping me like, okay, I'm not going to be able to eat that much. So I know my body needs this and this and this to be healthy and to get what it needs, so that I was making better choices. And that, again, was huge for me. And then I had about 2 more weeks of it, because I had shared with my mom, and so we each had about 6 weeks. You had...
Okay, my husband and I both did this, because he really dealt with gut issues and bloating and that kind of stuff, and he couldn't lose the weight either. And so we had the first month, and it took a while. I mean, we were noticing a lot of differences, but our weight was kind of doing this yo-yo thing, and they said, actually, that's pretty normal. And I was losing some inches, but then I got to say that the problem was at 4 weeks, they had made enough product when they finally launched this, that they said we have enough product for 6 months. And they had worked on their website so it wouldn't crash. And within 2 minutes of it opening up, they crashed the sites.
And they were sold out completely in like 11 or 12 days.
Yeah. So we had that 1 month, and that was it. Well, we know that you had to have at least 3 months of this to activate your own GLP to get it back up to where it should be. And we're like, well, hopefully a month will be enough of an activator that maybe it'll keep going until we can get more. I got to say, through that time, well, I had not lost anymore, but I did not gain.
And that was such a problem. You were just really yo-yoing before. So that's been a huge benefit.
Yeah, and the exciting thing, so we just got the product back in the mail. I've only been on this for like 3 days. I lost another pound.
Oh,
and it's like, I know, it's huge, because now I'm still not where I was at my lowest when we were on it. I mean, I kind of bumped up a pound or two, but it's now finally going down. Yeah,
That's
so
exciting.
It is exciting, and you can tell immediately when you take it, just everything changes in your system.
It just, you feel good.
And sleeping. I mean, you talked about the nerve too, but I really think it's the GLP that really makes you sleep.
It's
good
incredible.
and hard.
Well, and I have a smartwatch that tracks my sleep, and the amount of deep sleep that I was getting once I started the GLP-1 also, it really boosted up. I improved my sleep score in the first couple of weeks of taking that product. So, but yes, it is something that it's back in, it's been in production, but they have shipped out, they're getting caught up on all the orders, and you can order it now and know that it's coming. And I think they've realized now what the demand is for this product, and they've really increased production.
And I just want to say too, for those of you out there, if you're like me and you're really kind of a penny pincher, the stickered price can be a little bit of a shock, even for any of the products. But you have to stop and look at it in relationship.
Right.
So the GLP-1 is under $200, but those Ozempic injections are $800 on up, and you're doing that all the time. This, if you can actually, I don't know how long we'll have to take it, but the whole point is activating your own, so that way you don't have to be on anything anymore. With the Ozempic, you're going to be taking it all the time, and then when you go off, you're going to be in way worse
shape. Right.
So that part, and it's the same way with the Protandim and everything else. If you're feeling better and when you're eating less, you're not buying the groceries that you would have bought, and you're not buying the things that you would have bought.
Oh, sure.
You're not maybe going out to eat as much as you were. The cool thing is you don't have to be on any diet. You still want you to you should be eating good, which we were.
Right.
I haven't really changed, other than eating more protein. I have not changed anything in my diet. I would say I'm eating more now than I was before.
You're just choosing quality. Well, not even that.
I was eating a lot of salads,
right?
And man cannot live by salad alone.
It's true. So, and then the other thing that's really exciting about this that they found from that human trial was that people did not lose muscle mass. If they lost, there was no muscle lost. 100% of the people in that trial did not lose muscle mass. And that is huge. Because especially as we get older, you don't want to lose the muscle mass that you have. And so that was vital. And then up to 27% of the fat that people lost was visceral fat. And that is the fat that's around your organs. And that is dangerous
That is
fat.
your deadly fat. And that's really what my husband was dealing with. And so we have been, I could tell a difference, a big difference when he was on this.
Yeah. So I'm excited to get going with it again for sure.
So we're going to keep looking at more, but before we go on, you can get right on our website, and we're going to have a link down here too to that website. We don't have the product on hand. I mean, we don't ship it out. It goes direct from LifeVantage. So we'll have the link. You just click right on it, and it will go. You can go through and shop. And the nice thing is they have bundles. So if you wanted the Protandim along with the GLP, and that's the neat thing. When you take two together, it doesn't just double the amount. It can 10 times the benefit of it.
Yeah, it's definitely an exponential factor. It's not 2 + 2 = 4. When you put them together synergistically, they just increase their benefits tenfold.
Well, there's another exciting product that we really want to talk about because it has helped so many people across such a broad spectrum, and it's very simple to do. It's a powdered drink that you can do it in water or tea or coffee or whatever. And what is that product?
It's called Axio, and plain and simple, it's brain food. And it is, like you mentioned, just a drink that you take. So amazing thing about this is that it does give you energy. It has about the same amount of caffeine in it as a cup of coffee, but it's not like an energy drink where it has a ton of other stuff that throws your heart rate out of whack or is unhealthy, because this is no sugar added or anything. So the exciting part about this on a basic level is it gives you long-lasting energy, but it just does so much. So it helps with heightened concentration, it helps to sharpen your focus, it can help improve memory retention, and then the other thing that I know I've noticed is it really helps your mood. And we have a friend that does this, that she says she can always tell when she must not be in the greatest of moods because her husband will show up with an Axio made for her and like, here, sweetie, you need this. And I just thought that. And she's just like, oh, thanks. You know, she realizes. So I don't know. I think that's cute. But just improving information processing and then mental fatigue and brain fog. I mean, that one is huge.
And we have seen that more so after post-COVID is this brain fog that people can't seem to get over, or they can't seem to fight through.
And it's a huge improvement.
And it does then affect, it's all linked, because then it affects your emotions, and then some are now struggling a little more with depression or different aspects of that. This actually can help cut through all of this. So my husband, with his brain injury, he is on the nerve too, but he is also on this Actio. I have not been taking it, but he has been taking it, and we've been seeing a lot better results. I mean, granted, you can't go by his case because he's been having therapy and they've been subjecting him to things that are causing his brain to go goofy. But I would say the mood enhancer of it, though, has helped him maintain his ability to endure and still try to keep a positive outlook. You know, I don't know. Maybe if he wasn't taking this, it could be 10 times worse.
Right, because he's been through a rough road. Y'all have, for sure. So some other people that have seen some benefits from this are people with ADHD. So I know I have 2 kids that have that, and they've been taking it for several months, and I've noticed a huge improvement, and then they've noticed a huge improvement. They're old enough, I gave them the option to try it over the summer, and they did, and it was incredible. The difference that we saw, because they don't take their ADHD meds during the summer, but just their ability to, sort of their overall calmness, and their ability to at least think about the decisions. They might not always make the right ones because they're still kids, but they were able to stop and think about it a little bit more. And
quite so impulsive all the time.
Yes. And then even just their communication is improving. My oldest one in particular is painfully shy, and it hasn't made him less shy, but he's working on breaking through some of that communication barrier. And that's been a huge step for him.
I love the testimony of a doctor who had a patient, a young boy, who was nonverbal and just was off the walls, could not be controlled. He almost had to be put him in a padded room when they would do his therapy.
Sessions, yeah.
And he said, of course, this is a prescription, I can't prescribe it, but he said, this is a product you might want to try. And so they tried the Axio, and when this young kid came in, and he sat down on his hands, which he had never done. And I said this kid was nonverbal. He went in and he started talking. The tears were just flowing. And it gives me goosebumps even when every time I tell that story, because again, we're not salespeople, but we just know what it can do. We've seen it, we've heard it, we've experienced it ourselves, and we would be remiss again if we didn't let you know about these products that are out there, because you might be somebody sitting out there going, I have looked at everything and nothing is working, and Lord, give me an answer, give me a sign. And you're not out trying these products.
No.
I mean, again, they're all herbal, they're not going to hurt you. It is amazing, the benefits. And I love the core values of this company. It's not about making money. The company itself is about helping people. Their whole multivitamin thing that they came out with was added when COVID came out. What can we do to help people get through the COVID or to keep from getting the COVID? What products can we put into this pill that will help
and so they
increase your
immune system.
Yes. Will help increase your immune system.
Yeah, they created Daily Wellness, just sort of in preparation as COVID was starting to ramp up. They were hearing about it and they were going, ooh, we need to do something about it. That's exciting.
So for those of you looking for that proverbial fountain of life, besides the Nerf 2, they do have one other product. Now you'll see it on Amazon, you'll see it anywhere else, and it's called collagen. And there are so many collagens out there. In fact, there is actually one pretty good powder out there for the powders, the way they go. I've taken that and actually was seeing some results. But LifeVantage's is a little different.
It is. So LifeVantage has a liquid collagen. It's hydrolyzed. And so what that means is because it's in liquid form, it's much more readily available to your body.
Well, your body can actually process it. Some of those powders, they don't really dissolve enough. The molecules are still so big you can't absorb it.
Right.
And so it just goes right on through.
Right. And so the absorption rate of our collagen products is over 80%. I'm thinking it was even over 90. It was very significant, where the average absorption rate of collagens that you can buy over the counter is like under 20%. So you're getting a much better bang for your buck when you're absorbing that much. So why do we need collagen in the first place?
Well, collagen is what, of course, people think of as in your nails and your hair, but it's also what's needed for your ligaments and your muscles, your tendons, but your cartilage. And you will notice a huge difference in your joints, in your muscles. We had gotten some samples, and so I had tried it because, like I said, I had taken the powder and it was doing, pretty good. But I have noticed a much bigger difference with the liquid collagen. And no wrinkles, really.
Yeah, it just makes a huge difference. So it's exciting. Your collagen production begins to decline after age 25 to 30. And so our collagen, that's what's exciting, is you can see results on the outside. You can see, that your skin is firmer and you have less fine lines and wrinkles, but what's inside is what you're feeling and how much better you're feeling. So, this collagen helps to replenish what your body is no longer making, and then it activates your body's own collagen production. So you're keeping what you have and making more, and that's pretty exciting.
Well, and you need that, because if you take the GLP or the fat burn that they have and you start losing a lot of the weight, what happens when you lose weight?
Then your skin can start to sag and everything.
It's wrinkly, and I've always said, everyone says, boy, you look so young, you have no wrinkles. And I said, well, I have two choices. I could either lose all the weight and look old and wrinkly, or I could just fluff those babies out and eat another donut.
Well, now you have
a donut, but I just have fluffed them out.
Now you have a third option.
That's right. Now I have a third option. So I stand corrected.
There you go. And so that is exciting. So that it increases your skin elasticity. That elasticity actually increases by 100%.
Wow.
Yeah, over an 8-week trial, they were finding that.
And that's just 8 weeks. Did you hear that? In 2 months, it has increased it by 100%.
So that's a significant improvement.
Because you can do that with elastic waistbands. Once they go, they're just gone. You can't improve them at all.
It's true. They're hard and dried up and crunchy and no good anymore.
Or overstretched.
Overstretched, that's right. So again, that improvement in your skin moisture, your tone, your texture, all of that. So we call it, when you mix the collagen and the NRF2, when you take those two together, they call that your healthy glow essentials, because it just really helps you from the inside out be more youthful and then feel better. You talked about your joints. Like, that was one of the things when I was taking it, I just thought, oh my gosh, like, it doesn't hurt to get up in the morning. That's incredible. That's exciting. So obviously it also supports healthy hair and nails. But if you think about it, all of not only your connective tissue, but your blood vessels have collagen in them, and that elasticity improving, that's huge. So just so much of your body is based on collagen. And so improving the quality and the amount of that, that's going to be good all the way around.
Well, and we're bringing this to you now because we're getting close to the end of the year.
That's true.
And what usually happens at the beginning of the year, everyone starts making New Year's resolutions, or they start feeling bad about everything that they ate over Christmas. We thought, what better way to share this now? Because like I said, we knew that the GLP was gone in such a short amount of time, and I know that they've made more, but
you definitely want to get on the list.
It is catching on like fire, and people are just there was such a long waiting list of people who had ordered that the first go around. You don't want to miss out on this.
Right.
It can be a huge game changer. You know, we can't make a lot of claims, but I have seen people who have even been able to get off of some of their diabetic medicines who are just, you know, on borderline pre-diabetic, that were just on the pill and stuff, because it helps the glucose, regulates everything so much better. And again, it just helps you make better choices. You don't have to be on a diet, because again, anything you do has to be sustainable.
Right.
And we've all been there. We've all been on those yo-yo diets that, you know, you try and you do so good. And for me, it was always a calorie restriction. But then my body immediately, if I just tell myself that I'm going to not eat a meal, it goes, oh, starvation mode. I can't out-trick my body. It just knows it, and it goes into starvation mode immediately, and it just clings on to every molecule of fat it can.
They've all been saved. That's the problem.
Are you washing the bloodline? Yes, and every fat molecule that comes with it.
Oh, goodness.
But we want you to just be aware of these products, because they could be a game changer. If not even for you, maybe someone you know. If you know someone who is struggling, the Axio could so help them with ADHD, or with memory loss, or with even brain fog. Or if you know somebody that the Nerf 2 could help.
If they struggle with inflammation and just the overall effects of aging, I mean, everybody faces oxidative stress every single day. There is not one person that can't benefit from that.
Well, and I was talking to a gentleman who is in stage 3 kidney disease. Now, is it going to be the miracle cure for it? No, but it could at least maybe stop it, or even help reverse some of the effects and prolong some things. I mean, if it could,
that would be
keep
amazing.
Somebody from dialysis, it would sure be worth the try. Again, we're not making claims that it cures kidney disease.
You can't treat, prevent, or cure any illness, but
You always have to make the claim.
The improvement to your health is well worth the investigation and seeing what this might be able to do for you.
So take it from one skeptic to another. I have to say, so far, I have been sold on the products that they have. So this is so exciting, because we bring this, click on the link, click down below. We're going to see if we can put a link up on the...
Yeah, we're going to try to put it on the video, but if not, it'll be in the description, and you can always go to our website at Live Life.
And there's a big blue tab right at the top that says LifeVantage. All you do is click on it takes you right to the LifeVantage site, and from right there you can look at the products. Again, I said they even kind of bundle them, which helps because it is cheaper, and of course if you do a subscription it's even cheaper again, but you can always go in later and change that subscription or whatever.
But if you have any questions, please feel free to comment, reach out to us. You can email us, message us through any of the sites that we're on, through YouTube and all of that kind of stuff.
So for this holiday season, I thought that what better way to end this than is our kiss from us to you. To improve not just your body, but your mind and your soul, and to keep Christ the reason for the season. Till next time. Shalom.